Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back with part 3 of my bowl, looking at the upcoming bowl games and my predictions on them. Now I just ended part 2 on predicting that Florida will just basically use Cincinnati as a sacrificial lamb, because like I said, Florida is going to want to prove that what happened in the SEC game shouldn't have happened, and they're going to prove in the Sugar Bowl that they're still the team to beat when it comes to being the best in college football. Now, we go on to January 2nd, when, I'll tell you this, about 2 years ago or something, when they started doing the bowl games on January 2nd, it really got a little surprising, but I guess it's to spread them out around or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know the real details as to why they moved some of the games around and did what they did. But anyway, January 2nd, we have the International Bowl. My guess is, though, before I get into this, I guess they want to make all these smaller bowl games or mid-major bowl games be major. They want to say, hey, look, even though they're not as big as, like, say, a Cotton Bowl or a Gator Bowl or a Rose Bowl, that at least they're still getting an opportunity to play on the same day some of these bowl games are played. And speaking of one of those games, the International Bowl, which made its debut last year, being played in Toronto, South Florida, and Northern Illinois. Now this is what I was talking about back in part 1 as to why Rutgers was playing UCF, Central Florida. It's because South Florida has been to the St. Petersburg Bowl. Rutgers had been to the International Bowl. So instead of having both teams probably go into a rematch or something like that with other schools, they decided to put South Florida in the International Bowl against Northern Illinois. And I got to go with South Florida because they're going to want to probably prove, even though they're 7-5, that they can still get the job done. And compete on a higher level. So South Florida wins the International Bowl. Now the Cotton Bowl, which is being played that day as well, Oklahoma State and Mississippi. I got to go with Oklahoma State on this because they're going to want to prove that they should have been in a much bigger bowl. Some were projecting that Oklahoma State might hit a BCS. They didn't. So Oklahoma State will face Mississippi. Going to be a close game, but Oklahoma State's going to win. Then you got the Papa John's Bowl. Connecticut, South Carolina. Connecticut's going to want to do this, win this game. They're going to want it more, not just for themselves, but for their teammate that was killed. They're going to want this. They're going to want to dedicate it to him. They're going to win this game. UConn wins the Papa John's Bowl. Then the Liberty Bowl, which is one of the big major bowl games. East Carolina and Arkansas. I got to go with East Carolina on this one because they're going to want to prove themselves. They're going to want to prove that they're among the elite, and that they'll win, and that what they did to Houston is just the first step in what they're capable of doing, going to any team that they face. So East Carolina wins that. Then the last bowl game on January 2nd, Michigan State, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's going to win this. They're going to have the home field advantage basically. A lot of Red Raider fans are going to come down. Texas Tech beats Michigan State. And then, of course, we have January 4th, the third of the BCS bowl games. The third of the BCS bowl games, we have Boise State, TCU, a rematch of the Placenta Bowl last year. Excuse me. But a rematch of last year's Placenta Bowl, and it's kind of weird, isn't it? We see how early the Placenta Bowl was played, right? What a turnaround. Last year they both faced each other in one of the first four or five bowl games of the year, that took place even before Christmas. And now they're facing each other again, but this time on a bigger stage, this time at the Fiesta Bowl. And this, to me, is not just an opportunity for TCU to prove that they're among the elite, and the same with Boise State. This is an opportunity for them to represent that their conferences are on the same level, the WAC conference, the Mountain West Conference, on the same level as those bigger teams, as those major conferences, and that it doesn't matter if you're a major conference bowl BCS team, that even the mid-major teams can become part of the elite. So this is an opportunity for them to prove themselves, and for the fact to prove that their conferences are among the strongest, if not the strongest conferences in the land. It's going to be a good game, back and forth. I got to go though with TCU. TCU is the first BCS bowl game. They're going to want it more. They're going to be more hungry. They're going to bring a lot of fans, just like Boise State's going to bring a lot of fans. This is going to be one of the, to me, with no disrespect to the BCS championship game, to me, the Fiesta Bowl is going to be the bowl game of the year. No doubt about it. You're going to have a lot more people watching this game because it's going to be, basically, it's history in the making. You got two mid-major conference teams in an elite bowl game. A bowl game that's usually reserved for teams from the Big 12, the ACC, the Big 10, and maybe an at-large team from like the WAC or the Mountain West. But this is going to be history in the making, and like I said, it's going to give TCU and Boise State a chance to make a statement, not just for the schools, but for the conferences. It's going to be a good back-and-forth game, like I said. Both teams are going to bring a lot of fans, but I got to go with TCU because it's the first one, and they're going to want to prove that they are the best in the land and prove that they should have a share of that national championship. Now, the next day, Orange Bowl. The next day, Tuesday, January 5th, the Orange Bowl. Iowa and Georgia Tech. This, again, is going to be a good game, but I got to go with Iowa with this because they're going to want to basically salvage what's left of the season and also prove that they, not Ohio State, should have been in the Rose Bowl. So Iowa will beat Georgia Tech in this game. It'll be a good game, but Georgia Tech's going to lose. Iowa is going to win. And then Wednesday, January 6th, the GMAC Bowl. Central Michigan and Troy. Central Michigan will win this match. Troy's going to give them a fight, there's no doubt about it. But Central Michigan is going to win this game and want to prove that they too could be on the same level as the elite. In fact, I give Central Michigan maybe another year or so, and I know this might please a lot of Chippewa fans, but I'll give Central Michigan another year or so, and you're going to start hearing them in the same talks as TCU and Boise State. Trust me on that. And then, of course, the last bowl game of the year, Thursday, January 7th, the BCS National Championship, Alabama, Texas. This right here is going to be a good game, back and forth. Alabama is going to be riding a lot of momentum because they basically wiped the floor with Florida. But Texas is going to want to prove that they're still the stronger team and that their game with Nebraska just caught them a little off guard. So it's going to be a good back and forth team, but I got to go with Texas because when it comes to being in the bowl game, if you will, and especially in Pasadena, if you will, being in Pasadena, Texas has never lost there when it comes to a major bowl game or championship game. I got to go with Texas to win this game, and also the 7-0-1 against SEC in Alabama. So Texas wins this game. They're the national champions. And those are my bowl, and that's my look at the upcoming bowl games, my predictions on who's going to win. Again, with the Eagle Bank Bowl, if UCLA remains in the position that they're going to be in, then UCLA will beat Temple. But if Army gets in by winning this Saturday, Temple wins. But those are my predictions. You can agree with them or not. Comment if you would like. I apologize for this being in 3 parts. But hey, you got a lot of bowl games here. What are you going to do? 34 bowl games. So, if not more. But again, that's just my prediction on it. My prediction on who's going to win. That's my look at them. You know, again, I'm kind of surprised that a lot of these bowl games get passed around that they, have been, not passed around, but put on the days that they've been put on. It's a little unusual, but I guess they're trying to spread them out as much and kind of show that the mid-major conference teams deserve to be on the same day as all these major teams are playing. So, but again, thank you for watching. If you agree with some of my predictions, go ahead and comment down here. I might put a list of the games right here in the description box. But again, those are my predictions, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.